Hello, this is Jeff Al Gilberts. Welcome to my live call tonight. It's Friday, so it's a Q&A night. That's what I do every Friday. So look forward to getting some of your questions answered. And for those of you that do not know me, I've been involved in network marketing now for over 40 years. I share a lot of what I've learned on my live calls. I started in this business totally bust broke. I had to sell a junk truck to get started, put $200 into my business. In the last almost 28 years now, I've been full-time in network marketing. I'm going to acknowledge some incredible people that are joining. And let's see who's going to show up. John in Baltimore, good to see you. Gary in Manila, nice to see you. And Dave, good to see you as well on the call. Warner there in Maryland, what's up, dude? And Sandra, how are you? Good to see you tonight. I'm doing this in a different part of the house. I just got off a Zoom call and I said, nope, I'm not going to move over into the game room. No way. I'm not going to do it. Stephanie, nice to see you. How you doing? Nice to see you. This is what we call the number 2 kitchen. See all those football helmets going around the cabinets and all that. Those are all Super Bowl winners. And but this is like, this room is more like, actually I'll have like somebody serve drinks and all that there, put a bartender there when we have big parties. So this kitchen gets used then. Susie, how are you doing? Good to see you. So yeah, anyway, it's just a different part. We got a crazy house. We got 4 kitchens in this house. So that's how we talk about them. Number 1 kitchen, or number 2, number 3, number 4. So, you know, funny things like that. You know. So the game room where I normally do my lives, that's the number 3 kitchen. That kitchen gets used with big parties, you know, when we have it in that room. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? Anyway, Susie, yeah, good to see you. And thank you, Stephanie. Yeah, this is yeah, this house, it's 4,500 square feet when we bought it, the original house. And then I added 6,500 square feet on it with 5,000 square feet of cedar decks. So it's like crazy, right? But, you know, I thought, okay, because when I married my wife, she had a 5-year-old. So when we moved here, he was 7. And then we had a baby together. So he was 1 month old when we came here. And I thought, well, I'll be raising kids till I drop. So I might as well just go way out and build something big and crazy and then have people over and have a good time, right? So it's Friday night, it's Q&A, right? So this is what I do every Friday night is question. You ask questions, and I'll give you my viewpoint. May not be correct, but I'm going to give you my viewpoint. 40 years of what I've learned in network marketing, and I'll share with you what I think. You know, when you ask a question. Mindy, nice to see you. And Cynthia, hey Cynthia, nice to see you. Judy, good evening as well. Hey, yeah, good to see you as well. So yeah, I'm doing it differently, you guys. You just showed up, so this is a different section of the house, and I was doing Zoom calls at the table, so I decided just to go ahead and do this live from here. So, and if Amy's in the house, hey Gabby, nice to see you. I answered your question, so anyway, because it's more of a thing that you'll get with your upline on that. We'll start with Eden. Eden's got a question, and by the way, if you have a question, you can write it in your comment. George will screenshot it and then send it to me, and I'll do my best to see if I can help you on something. But Eden from Colorado, she said, I would love to know your best tips for staying on track, and what the very first steps are that you take in your business on a daily basis. Okay, well, here's the thing, Eden. Yeah, it's easy to get knocked off track. You know, a lot of people that when they come in this business, they have great intentions of working it hard and getting it done, and then they get sidetracked so easily. You know, there's something somebody posted on Facebook or Instagram, and they feel like they need to engage with it. They get distracted, or somebody calls them up on the phone and they get distracted, or if it's the family. It's like me today. You know, it's like my youngest saying, "Hey, Dad, I want you to take me and my friend, we want to go swimming. I want you to take us to the swimming pool." What wasn't in my schedule. Today was not the day that I had the swimming pool on my schedule, right? So we got these distractions, right? So here's what you'll have to do, Eden. And I did this, I go back to 21 years ago, my last company, that I made sure I managed my distractions. So I would have people call me. Sometimes it was to look at another company, and I would just stop them right away, politely, and just say, listen, I'm focused on this. You cannot achieve any success if you're not focused, right? Yeah, right. Yeah, okay, great. I'm focused, and I've got to do this, which means I can't give my time to you to look at what you're doing, okay? Now, I wish you all the best, but right now I'm going to focus on this. But I had to stop people who wanted to take up my time calling me, and I'd say, hey, I'd love to talk with you right now, but I'm right in the middle of this. Or if you got even non-productive people on your team who want to call you and take up a lot of your time, and they just go on and on and on, and you're politely, but how do you handle that? You handle that by telling them, hey, I've got 5 minutes and then I got to get on a call, but I'm glad you called. What's up with you? What's going on? And now my son's playing piano. Can you hear that? He's practicing. Let me close the doors. I didn't know he was going to do that. Hang on. That's my 11-year-old son. Usually he's doing the Star Wars from the first movie. When they went in that bar. I don't know. Funny. I'm going back to Eden's comment though about staying on track. So again, staying on track means you have to manage your distractions and get good at saying no to people who want to take your time. I would say that if you have a planner, that's fine too. What you can do is write out in your planner people that you need to be seeing. This is the thing to think about. What is your big picture as far as how do you want this year to end? In terms of your business, where do you want to see yourself in your business by the end of this year? Number one, that would be one question you need to ask yourself and find that answer. That will help you because you know what your target is. Then second is, where do you want to see yourself as far as the end of this month in July? What do you want to accomplish? Then get it down to, what am I going to do this week? Who do I need to follow up with? Or do I need to prospect more? So write that out. Know who those people are. What's the excuse me, what's the most important thing that needs to be accomplished by the end of the week? I mean, that would make a difference in your business. Write that out. And then get it down to daily actions. Daily actions that you write out who you need to, in the morning, before the phone rings, before there's noise in the house, like somebody playing piano, okay? What has got to happen? What are the most important things that you need to take care of that day? There are things that are more important than other things. What are those things? So all that is going to help you to stay on track better. So where do you want to be at the end of the year? Where do you want to be at the end of the month? What's most important this week? What are the daily actions today I need to take before you start, your day, and you got some quiet time? Spend some time thinking about what are the important things that need to happen. Are there some leaders that you need to follow up with, that you need to do some calls with? You have to do some maintenance in your team, right? So you got to connect with them, talk with them. Tomorrow I got to get on a Zoom call with the team out of Canada. I just got off a Zoom call with another team earlier. So the thing is, those are necessary things, but you have to think about that. What are the most important things? Because when we talk about growing in our business, that also means we have to grow our team. It involves other people. We got to connect with other people. So spend some quiet time and think about that. Now there was Malene Melgaard. She is from Denmark. So Denmark, let me see, it's 2 a.m, I think, there now. So you may not be present in the house. Okay, Malene. She asked me, how do you work as a couple? Do you have separate teams to focus on? Is one of you better when it comes to difficult questions when they come up, or working with downlines, things like that? So here's my answer to that, Malene. And not bad on the piano, not bad. What was that song you were playing? It was from the Star Wars first movie, right?
Cantina Ben.
What is it?
Cantina Ben.
Oh, okay. Well, I think everybody enjoyed it. Okay. So, hello, Leo. Good to see you. So let's so Malene, going back to your question, Malene from Denmark, how do you work as a couple? That's a funny question. I say it's funny. It's funny to me because I remember maybe 2 years ago, I was in Las Vegas at it was a training event with Eric Worre, and we in the room, and it wasn't a lot of people in that room. I think we had maybe 100, but I noticed a lot of them were couples and all that, and so they're all into the couple thing. And then of course Eric has his wife engaged and also in what they do. And I stood up and I said, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not really in the couple thing, okay? as far as needing my wife to do the business with me. That's not something I depend on. And boy, I could hear everybody gasping like, "Whoa, these are more," and I said, "No, no, no." I said, "I want you to understand where I come from. If you do that, that's fine, but I want you to understand where I come from." And I come from a family where my father was the provider, my mother took care of the home, and that's what she did a lot, taking care of the family as well. But that's what she did. So I don't depend on my wife to get this business done. Okay, I'm the one who I do this business. And then and I said, but I will have to say, and this is it, I will have to say is there's a problem with that I realized. And here's the problem with that. If something was to happen to me, would she know how to run my business? That's a problem. I guarantee you she doesn't know really anything about the compensation plan or how to maintain qualification in terms of rank. There's a lot she doesn't know. And I thought, well, that'd be a pretty selfish way to leave a family, wouldn't it? That'd be a mess. Matter of fact, if I went down in rank, then some of my upline, their income would greatly increase. Whew. Can't have that. So I decided to involve my wife. Yes, my wife is listening. She says, I'm a leader. See, look at that. She's a leader now. But I decided that I needed to take time and say, hey, I need to teach you some things. Just in case, I fly out to some country on the other side of the earth and for some reason, some tribe got me and I'm not going to make it back. Anyway, so I spent time explaining things to her, how things work, and this is what you need to know, and things like that. But I was at this meeting with Eric when I said that, and of course everybody's listening to me, all these couples that work together, right? And Eric came up to me and he looked at me, he said, leave the room. And I said, what? He said, leave the room. I want to talk to your wife by myself, without you there. And I laugh about it now because true story. This was the first time I ever got thrown out of the room by Eric Worre. So he threw me out of the room. And because one of the guys that works for him comes, he says, okay, let me show you. I said, all right, let's go. And I thought, what are they going to talk about? Anyway, and Eric spent some time just sort of interviewing my wife about how she's doing in the business and things like that, and how, have I been a help and things like that to her. Anyway, funny Eric. Anyway, so since that time, I've included my wife also in the Tony Robbins events that I went to, and that made a big impact on her. We went with last December, Date with Destiny. That was an incredible event. And then we went to Business Mastery in West Palm Beach as well, I think a month later. And then a month after that to Financial Mastery out in Idaho. So, so going back to Malene's question, how do we work together as a couple? For the most part, I would say that I pretty much take the lead in the business, but my wife is, she certainly, she talks to the leaders as well and is very encouraging, very, helpful to them when they have questions. And do we have separate teams? Yes, she has her own position. So she has a position that's actually frontline to me that I built, I'll be honest with you. But my wife has done a very good job in communicating with those people and helping those people. That's it. So, and then she asked the final question, how would you start with momentum today compared to 10 years ago? Today, it's just, it's, of course, social media has changed everything. So I would use Facebook. I would use Facebook groups. I would use Instagram. And still, I would not negate traditional warm market network marketing. You know, that's, I mean, 21 years ago when I started in my last company, I didn't even own a computer. There was no social media. And so it was, you know, we grew very quickly back then. But now here, Mark Bosley from, I believe, Huntsville, Alabama. He asked you, using Facebook as a way to promote and prospect, what are your thoughts about posting proof of income or payment proofs? In other words, he's saying, is it okay to post on Facebook what you make? I would definitely not do that. Mark, he mentions that he's seen a lot of people do this, and he says it seems like it's bragging. It's, you know, of course it is, but that's something that you don't want to do for even legal reasons. If you might remember, there was a company, I don't even remember them now. Anyway, that was actually shut down by the FTC because of the leaders were posting their income on Facebook. I've seen some other people do it too. I saw another 7-figure earner in another company. She got a bonus check, and I saw her post it on her page. I thought, are you insane? I mean, because you can get in a lot of trouble for this. The FTC won't just go after the company. The FTC will go after you. They will go after you. And I've seen them, and we've seen this before, where they would freeze your bank accounts and sue you over something like that, because you're suggesting to anybody out there that they can have that, when in fact you cannot guarantee that. So it's not wise to ever, I can't imagine anybody doing that, but they do it. And like I said, matter of fact, I saw this one leader who did it, and I mean, she ought to know better. And I sent a picture of that to her upline. I said, do you know she's doing this? Oh yeah, well, that was a special bonus. She actually makes more than I thought, what? Now you're justifying it? I said, do you realize that they could shut your company down over something like this? I mean, I don't think they would shut it down the first time, but that's probably not the first time that people have done that in that company. So never do that. Never do that. And then let me see. I'm going to now go to look and see if any of you've posted again, if you got a question, post it here, and I'd be glad to talk to you about it. George has sent me one screenshot here, and this is from David Peters. How you doing, David? How would you work a telephone interviewed lead that is looking to make money? A paid for excuse me, a paid for list of leads. Okay, so again, you know, David, if you're going to call somebody, first you want to let that person know how you got their name and phone number, that they were looking to make money. You want to confirm that. Is that correct? Are you still looking to earn money from your home? And wait on that response. And then from that point forward, then just be straight and open about what you do. That's it. Just try not to be salesy. You know, don't be salesy. Just try to relax and be personable on the phone and talk to that person like they were somebody that you knew very well. And be enthusiastic about it, but not hypey. Not hypey about what it is you're doing. Now, Nadia from Colombia, what helped you amplify your vision to have such a successful business? Okay, so, you know, it didn't start off, I didn't expect to have a huge network that does millions and millions of dollars every month in sales like I do. It started off with a simple goal. 21 years ago, I just wanted to get to 5,000 a month. You know, that would keep the wolves away. Okay, 5,000 a month keeps wolves away, and I'm happy, right? And in my third check, that's exactly what happened with me. And that was 21 years ago. So after that, it was a matter of just staying engaged with my business and working with my people. And then it grew. It's like anything. If you feed it, it's going to grow. And I stayed consistent with it. But I will say that I stayed consistently part-time. So it's not like I slaved over the phone or, you know, or a computer or anything like that. I stayed consistently part-time. In 21 years, I probably worked, I don't know, maybe 6 years. And out of that 6 years, that was part-time. There were times I did more time and I was more involved. And then, for the most part, I can say that. So, and I think that's the beautiful thing about network marketing is that it allows you to have a profession and get paid well, and at the same time, have the freedom to do the things that you want to do. You know, like for example, I'm passionate about music, so I have 3 CDs on iTunes. So I like to write. I like to go in a studio and record. You know, and there's other things I like to do too. So that's the one of the, you know, I mean, there's a lot. Oh, I thought the internet dropped. We're in good shape. There's a lot of professions out there that you can get paid well, but you don't have a life. You can't do the things you want to do because you have no time. It's so easy to get caught up trying to make a living. You got no life. That was not the kind of life I wanted to live. So if there's a, I don't know, George didn't send me anything else. Man, you guys, it's been fun. It's been fun catching up with you and doing this live, and then look forward to putting out some value this weekend. I really appreciate you guys getting on and with me tonight. So listen, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I'll catch up with you later. Talk to you soon.